And the topo surface is just that. It's a survey, topographical map of what you want it to look like, okay? This is based off of, if you'll notice the elevation here, based off of a specific level that you have defined, okay? Right off the bat, if your level is at 0 for the floor level, you want to get this thing a little bit lower by clicking on negative, there we go, negative some amount. Doesn't really matter, okay? Just as long as you're a bit lower is all it really cares. And then after that, you can just come out here and you'll notice it puts points in. It bases everything off of points, which makes it sort of nice. So you can come out here and make anything, any shape that you want. You can all edit these guys out here. Right now I have a completely flat plane in my plan here. Once I get that done, it is based on sketches, like everything else. Click OK, it'll create it for you. You come over here, you'll notice you got a big plane of dirt, okay? And I don't know why it defaults to dirt all the time, this look, but it's not a big issue because you can click on it. Over here in the properties, you'll notice the material is the first thing. We click on this and we type in grass and nothing comes up. If we expand this a little bit and open up the guy down here, which is our library of parts, or materials, you will notice the grass is there. All we have to do is move it up into this file by clicking the arrow and then click on it and hit apply and OK and then close. And then when we hit realistic, hopefully it turns to grass, a nice square cut grass for you. And it will render that way, okay? Now, say you want something more than just a flat piece of grass, all right? Lots of things you can do. What happens if you want a lake on this thing? Well, we come back and we click on it and we hit edit. We get into this edit mode. We'll go back here real quick. Next thing we're going to do is add points, okay? Place a point, and if I really wanted a at least some sort of lake component, first thing I'm going to do is surround it with a few things. I'll put a lake over here, okay? And as I click on this thing, you'll notice that it's starting to change in shape, all right? It added this extra box here because I was only a foot lower, all right? Now what happens if I really get a big lake and put in, I don't know, 19, and I click in the middle here, you'll now notice that it changed considerably, all right? To the point where I have basically a nice hollowed out area here. I click on OK, I come back here, and now notice that I've got an indent there. It's hard to see. Let's go to consistent colors. I've got an indent here where the lake could be, potentially, all right? Now, how do you get it to look like a lake? Well, first off, I should have rounded things a lot more, but I'm not concerned about that. If I come to the building pad here, building pad is just that. It's some sort of pad that you're going to put in at some elevation, all right? And I'm going to throw it in at negative, let's do a negative 1 foot. Negative 1. There we go, not 10. Delete. Seems like the negative is not working today. There we go. Once I get that in there, and lower than the ground out here, so I can just put in some general shape for the most part. And remember, this was at negative 1/8, so let's go 2 foot, possibly. There we go. So that I can just throw this in here anywhere as a general shape. Now I can do any kind of shape that I need to. If I put a circle in, it will go in there anywhere you want it. It'll be below everything, so this tends to be okay to do, okay? And I hit okay. It's going to put a pad in there, hopefully. as I look at it in 3D space. You'll notice it sucked out quite a bit of stuff there, okay? Which is not what I wanted to do. Good. So we edit again. How about Control Z? There we go. All right. But what the pad does is it actually takes out material. It either adds to it or subtracts from it. So I would probably end up putting some sort of floor in here and then adding material of something like water to that floor to make it look like you actually have a lake there. Okay? The pad in this case, we go back here, can be used to create your parking lot and driveways and sidewalks and everything possible. All right? And in this case, we need it a little bit lower than your, the actual grass, yet taller, so that it sticks above things, okay? And as you put it here, it works off of a polyline. So you can put other things in here. If I wanted to walk up to it, you know, somewhere in here, I can end up going in here and throwing a big walk. Now, when I get done with this, you'll notice that I need to trim a few things out of here, okay? By that, I mean, it will tell me I've got overlapping things here. You know, if I wanted to walk all the way around to this little area here. So when I'm done, basically, I'm going to have a lot of extra lines, which I have to delete, and then add to this one, get rid of this one, and connect the dots, basically, so that you have one continuous. Let's get rid of a few things here as well. There's that. We'll get rid of this one and cut this. You can cut these things in half, and for the most part, once you have a continuous polyline through this thing, you'll hit OK, and it will end up generating a nice piece of concrete for you. So there is your drive. If you wanted a way to get in and out, I don't know, just throw something out here. The only stipulation, you can't go beyond the topo. All it really amounts to. If you want, you know, I don't know, 30 feet or so, something. Just get it out here close, and then get rid of the one and connect the dots to the others so that you have a continuous one. Once you hit OK, it's going to give you this nice little concrete pad that will end up being about 4 inches above the ground, which is okay. And you'll notice I have some things to do here. Now I can edit it here. The nice part, I can actually just take this into the building for the most part, and it will end up going in nicely. All right? At any location you want. Get this up to the wall here. There we go. And you end up getting a drive. Now, this tends to give you at least a nice either concrete look or blacktop. Sometimes it comes in pure black, sometimes it comes in gray and looks like concrete. So either way, it will allow you to create sidewalk / parking lot / whatever you want. Okay? For the most part. All right, let's go back to my pond back here then. Instead of creating it as a pad, we'll create it as a floor. Why not? Pick a small one, there's a floor. We get elevation here, -2, and apply, and circle, and pop it in, and hit OK, and pop back over here. And you'll notice, whoa, way up there. Negative. So it actually fills the space there. And once you get that in there, basically take that and that shape and apply some sort of water to it. All right? And that'll give you a lake effect if you want. Lots of things can be done. And come back here, we can add a hill to it as well. I edit the surface and I want to go up. Like I said, lots of things can be done. We'll put a hill on this side and then a valley on this side. Place points, I don't know, 32 feet. And you'll notice it goes up considerably. And then negative here will drop it considerably over here. So lots of things that you can do for this. And go back to the system here. And you can start to see that it does give you a gradient component to your land. Okay? Basically, that's it. Anytime you put something in, it can be edited. I can come back in here, edit the surface, and I can take this point specifically, and I can, let's go 0. And change it to a 0, so that I'm just tapering off and up to this point. Okay? I could have added a bunch of points in the middle here. Say I wanted the hill right over here, but I didn't want these guys up that high. Okay? So at 0, we'll apply that, it goes flat, and then we're going to add points. Let's add points at 2 feet. Oops, backspace, 0. And add points here at 2. First thing you really do is just sort of do a boundary around it so that it slopes evenly to that point. All right? And then you can add crazy stuff to it as well later on, okay? And get it up to a point. And you'll notice I went outside the boundary guy there a little bit, okay? But that ends up giving you the hill that you wanted, okay? So there's lots of things you can do with the topo surface. Additional items you can do. You can add trees. Got all kinds of trees in here, all right? The beech tree, an oak tree, all kinds of stuff. Locust, there's a poplar tree. Pop that in there for you. Okay? I'm going to put it right in the middle of the driveway or the parking lot. So once you get these in there, like I said, you can change them up. I would probably be a little sparing with at least your trees here, okay? Because as you view them realistically, you will actually notice they do look like trees. You will get a normal tree look when you render it. You will actually get a shade. That was interesting. Bulb just blew, I think. I don't know.